In this video, we're going to look at patch switching in the Tonex, especially when using MIDI, to see if there's a major issue when changing patches and if it's going to be noticeable when you're playing live. So let's jump right into some sound samples. So for this video, I chose to do 2 clean channels, just so that the distortion isn't hiding any of the noise that we're going to deal with. So for clean 1, I've got a high watt capture that comes with the Tonex. It's called Friend of a Friend. For clean 2, I'm using the Prince Reverb Clean from the Joe Satriani Amp Vault. I did get the Joe Satriani Amp Vault from IK Multimedia from an Instagram giveaway that they were doing. So technically, I got the Amp Vault for free, but it wasn't given to me specifically as some sort of sponsor or payment for doing this video. And then finally, there's the Joe CM 2K Ultra Gain, which I'll be using as the distortion channel for this demo. First, let me just switch between the patches so that you can hear that it is silent switching between presets on the Tonex. So there's no popping or anything like that when you change presets on the Tonex. Now I'm going to go ahead and play a sustained chord and switch channels during the sustained chord so that you can hear what happens. So you can see it is a pretty seamless switchover. I do want to do the same demo instead of using the MIDI patch, using the pedal itself, just so you can see they're practically identical. So if you're changing presets when you're not playing, you're not going to have any issues with popping or anything like that. And if you're changing during a song, you're just going to want to make sure that there isn't a major volume difference between the 2 amps that you're using. Otherwise, you will kind of get a volume bump when it goes to that new amp. So here's what it sounds like if I'm playing and I switch while I'm playing and not just letting a chord sustain. So the switching does happen really fast. There might be a minuscule delay, but it's really hard to put my finger on how long that actually is. In this next demo, I'm going to show you the difference when using MIDI to change a parameter instead of a preset. So in this one, I've got this first button set to change the gain of my preset from 5.2 to 10, and it'll toggle back and forth between the two. And then this button, I've got just turning on and off the reverb effects block on the Tonex. So let's start with reverb. Here it is with the reverb off. With it on. And changing while I'm playing. And what's nice is it does have some spillover for the reverb. So if I play a chord and then shut off the reverb, it will continue that reverb on. So if I do this, so there's really nothing noticeable other than the effect turning on when turning on the effects blocks on the Tonex. And I'm hopeful when the new version comes out that it will be the same for the other effects blocks as well. But now let's check on adjusting our gain using kind of a boost here. So as you can see, there's really no difference between doing the switching on the MIDI device or doing it on the pedal, and also turning on and off effects blocks or adjusting parameters is seamless as well. I would say overall it's extremely usable in an actual musical situation. So if you're playing like a rhythm section and you switch over to a lead channel for a solo, it's really not going to cause a big disturbance in your sound, no more than switching on an extra distortion pedal or something like that. So I hope this gives you an idea of the type of control that you can have over the Tonex with an external MIDI device, and might give you some ideas of ways you could use a MIDI controller in a actual musical situation without worrying about how it was going to make the sound janky or anything like that. So hope this was helpful, and I will catch you in the next video.